How's it, guys? Let's keep these Modern Horizons pools going. What did we get today? I like to conserve the packs. All right. Nyxborn Unicorn, 1 and a white, enchantment creature unicorn. So, goes with Selesnya enchantments. Bestow 3 and a white. If you cast this card for its bestow cost, it's an aura spell with enchant creature. It becomes a creature again if it's not attached. So the benefit of doing that is obviously it's going to get whatever this ability is we're about to read. But when the creature that it's attached to dies, this goes back to being a 2/2, which is pretty good value, I'd say. So, Mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has Mentor. So this is great in those typical, 1/1 counters, human, soldier, knight, etc. decks, the mono white ones, or Azorius, or take a pick. You're attacking, you attach this to a big creature, or a creature that gets a +1 counter every time it attacks. You can just repeat that Mentor effect, and all your stuff just gets bigger and bigger every turn. Also works nicely with stuff where you're doing Coven, because obviously when you play a new 1/1 that comes in, you've got a 1/1, a 2/2 from last turn, and a 3/3 from the turn before that. So yeah, your 1/1s can start activating Coven. Thriving Skyclaw, 2 mana, 2 double red, so 2 red. Creature, cat, dragon, flying. When Thriving Skyclaw enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. When it attacks, you may pay 3 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So I'm not ecstatic about the fact that this is 3 energy to do, but a flying 3/2 never hurt anybody, so that's not bad at all. Ether Spike, 1 on a blue, instant. Choose target spell. You gain 2 energy. Then you may pay any amount of energy. Counter that spell unless its controller pays 1 for each energy paid this way. You see, this is a great energy sink because, it basically makes a spell uncounterable. Obviously, you just count how many lands the opponent has, give energy equal to 1 more than that, and they can't do anything. So, pretty nice in Limited and not bad in Commander and other formats either. Kami of Jealous Thirst, 2 and a black. Death Touch, 1/3, spirit creature. 4 and a black. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This ability costs 4 and a black less to activate if you've drawn 3 or more cards this turn. Activate only once each turn. So, pretty good in a deck where you're drawing lots of cards. Basically, for free, make everyone else lose life and you gain life. And if you're in a pinch in something like Draft, paying 5 mana for this activated ability just to get that edge and keep yourself alive, not bad either. Warped Tusker, 7 mana, 6/8 creature, Eldrazi Boar Beast. Reach. When you cast or cycle Warped Tusker, create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi creature token with sacrifice so it creates a spawn. And you can pay 3 to cycle it. So cycling is not bad. Basically draw a card, create a 0/1, bit of mana ramp. And I mean, even playing this on curve, if you can get it out, having that little 0/1 as a blocker, or being able to block and then, crush it for mana and then use that to play a combat trick, not bad. The fact this has reach as well is also really, really nice. So you just sit there and what are they going to do? Because they can't attack you. Dark Umbra, 1 and a white, or enchantment. Flash, enchant creature. As long as another player controls enchanted creature, it can't attack or block. Otherwise, Dark Umbra has Umbra armor. If enchanted creature would be destroyed, instead remove all damage from it and destroy this aura. This is a great temporary indestructible. I love these effects. I love auras. The fact that it has flash is also great because obviously it means you can use it in response to someone trying to kill your creature. Fantastic card. Obstinate Gargoyle, 1 and a Orzhov, so white and black. Artifact creature Gargoyle, 2/2. Obstinate Gargoyle has flying as long as it's modified, and it's got persist. So this is a nasty little creature. Put a +1 counter on it. You're hitting with a 3/3 flyer. When it dies, it comes back as a 1/1. Not bad. Bountiful Landscape. This is the Temur cycling land. So we can cycle it or we can sack it and fetch. Glyph Elemental, 1 and a white. Enchantment creature, Elemental. Elemental's also making a comeback now that Lawn's been announced. It's a 2/2. It's got Bestow and it's got Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Glyph Elemental. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 on Glyph Elemental. So that is not bad either. You know, basically give a creature +1/+1 landfall as a trigger. Pretty damn good. Unfortunately, the colors are not great, but yeah. Ooh, that's some pretty art. Wastecape Battle Mage, 1 and a colorless, so basically 2 colorless. Kicker for green and or blue, or 1 and a blue. When the spell was when you cast a spell, if it was kicked with a kicker of green, exile target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked with a 1 and a blue, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. So for a total mana cost of 3 colorless, a green and a blue, so 5 total mana. The 2/2, whatever, it's a 2/2. So it gets a body in the board. That's not too bad. But for 5 mana, exile an artifact and return a creature to hand, that's pretty decent. I mean, this can be a swing in a 1v1 game. Hey, we get one of these tap lands, or double-sided cards. Glasswing Grace, 3 and 2 Orzhov. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying and lifelink. I love these auras to give flying and lifelink, especially in commanders where you want to be doing Tron, because, you know, giving your Tron commander flying kind of leads to game enders. Age, Great Chapel, enters tapped, and yeah, it's basically a gate, so not bad. Victimize, I love this card. 2 and a black sorcery. Choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. This, for 3 mana, is freaking fantastic in mill decks, or zombie decks, or vampire decks, or any of these decks where you've got lots of 1/1 tokens lying around, and you want to sack one of those tokens and get your 2 bombs back on the board. Fantastic in Limited, fantastic in Commander. Very underrated card. That's what I like. Strix Serenade. It's a blue. Instant, counter target artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 bird. So this is like, not Pong, but Swan Song. It's like a worse version of Swan Song because it only counts as artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers. But it's not terrible. Full Malevolent Rumble. Pretty cool. Malevolent Rumble is a 1 and a green. Sorcery. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Create a 0/1 Eldrazi spawn. That adds mana. So this is not bad in Golgari, Mole, Dredge, etc., etc. It's nice to kind of tutor. If you're playing in a 40-card format, you look at the top 10% of your deck, basically. And by the time you've already drawn 7 cards, this is like top 15% of your deck or whatever. So yeah, it's not bad. I feel like these cards are kind of underrated, especially the ones that put things into the graveyard and not the bottom of the deck, just because it's nice to kind of fill that graveyard up when you need it for things like Dredge or you know, any other effects that get things back from the graveyard. And then we get the card. Pretty cool.